All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and talk about a memory that came back to me yesterday. This is a. Oh, God. What a teenager was I. I'll just say that. All right, so I don't remember exactly how old I was. I don't even remember the movie because honestly, I didn't go there to watch it. But I guess you can see where this is going. I had a boyfriend at the time, and I had asked my mom to take me to meet him at the theater. And so she took me to meet him at the theater. And yeah, we were doing our little makeout thing. And I honestly cannot for the life of me remember what the hell movie was playing. But what I do remember is for some reason I had the wise idea to go down to the front. And I never liked the front. I still don't like the front. I don't like the front really of anything unless I'm on like a roller coaster, which I'm probably not ever going to get on again. I prefer the front there. But in theaters, I prefer the back or close to the back because I don't like things right up in my face when it comes to watching movies because it hurts my eyes. It gives me a headache, quite honestly. Even as a child, I hated that. Some kids love being near the front. Not I. So we were sitting in the back, and another thing I do remember about whatever the hell we were supposed to be watching, we were watching each other's tongues, is what we were doing. Um, was we had went to see a movie that had already been out for a while, so it wasn't new. There wasn't like a lot of people in there, and in fact, I don't think there was anybody in there actually, because so we went to the front and we're just kind of fucking around, like not just with each other, but like looking around at shit. And I'm like, oh, what's behind here? I don't know if you guys have ever done this or worked in a theater yourself, but you know where the screen is, right? It's like this big, massive screen that takes up almost the entirety of a wall. But covering the screen on all kind of like four sides are curtains. There's curtains at the top, there's curtains going down the side, and there's curtains underneath. Did you know you can go under those curtains? Now listen, if you're watching me, don't do it. You could get in big trouble doing this, okay? And I don't even know, maybe they've changed theaters since then, but this was at, I can't remember the name of the theater, but it was in Antioch, Tennessee. Just to go ahead and tell on myself here. It was in Antioch, Tennessee. In fact, I think there was even a shooting at this theater years ago. I don't even know if it's a theater anymore, but anyway, let me just focus here. We're gonna get the message. It has to do with this. If you go to the side of that curtain, you can actually go under the screen. It's like a realm. It's like a whole different other realm in there. You can see from inside the screen area out into the audience. You can see the chairs, everything, because it's kind of, well, it's very dark back there. Actually, it's pitch black back there, but you can still see light from the screen, from whatever's being projected onto the screen. So it's like no one can see you, but you can see them. And you're in your like whole other, you get a completely different perspective of the movie playing when you see it from almost within the movie than if you were sitting in the audience facing it. You get like a first person perspective, but also you get privacy or privacy. You get like nobody knows you're there. You know, it's like this like undiscovered realm or this undiscovered world. If you hear that creaking and you're new here, it's my chair. I need a new one. It's okay. It's got a little character and it's getting a little old. Betsy. So yeah. That's what I started remembering last night when I was thinking about you. And I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. So whether or not you meant to, and this could also be reverse Cancer or cross watcher, I think that you've shown someone, kind of like Jasmine from Aladdin, you've shown someone a whole new world. Maybe you stumbled upon it at the same time that you showed them, or maybe you were already kind of dabbling in this whole new realm, whole new world, whole new, it could even just be a way that you think of things, a way you see things, a way that you believe, and whatever it is, you introduce this person, and now that they've seen it, this realm of yours, or this way that you see things, it's making them kind of rethink everything in their own life. Does that make sense? Like, once you've seen it from this angle, you almost always want to go in there. You almost, I don't know. It's like a secret room. or yeah, I mean, it is. It's a secret. Okay, I don't know if you're video gamers here, anybody plays video games, but there are certain games that you can play in video games, and there's like hidden compartments. I know that Dress to Impress, which is on Roblox or something like that, I know that you can go in secret compartments on Dress to Impress. Like there, you can go into the walls and kind of wait there so people don't steal your outfit ideas. You can kind of go and hide in there so that, you know, when it's time for the runway show, nobody else who's playing, and you know, because you only got like 5 minutes on Dress to Impress. Not that I've ever played it with my kids. I've played it a lot. So you can hide so no one can steal your ideas, steal your outfit look. So when you're on the runway, you know, whatever. This is a secret compartment. This is a secret garden. This is your baby. This is something you're like, look what I found. You know what I'm saying? It could even be like, I mean, this can go in so many ways. So kind of like open your mind really broad here. But let's say someone's always been like a hopeless romantic, which there's nothing wrong with that. Hopeless romantic, and maybe you yourself are a hopeless romantic, but it may not appear like that on the outside at first glance, because perhaps now you're a hopeless romantic for nature. You're a hopeless romantic for yourself. Now you seek yourself deeper than you do a person, deeper than you do romantic love with another individual. You seek it with the self, getting closer and more intimate with yourself, getting closer and more intimate with nature, with life around you, with everything. You, whatever you have interest in, whatever you have discovered, it's something that now they're interested in it because they didn't even really know it existed. And this isn't like a I want to be you type thing. This is like, oh my God. So it's like causing someone to question. I'm telling you, like someone's questioning their own happiness. Like, am I really happy? Am I really content? Is this the life that I really want to be living? Am I really satisfied? Like, it's not that they're wrong in what they were doing. It's just they've been introduced to a new world, so to speak. You did this, even if you didn't know you did or mean to. And now they're like, wow, wait a second. Wait. And in some cases, depending on who this is, it may have caused this person to fall in love with you. And so they're freaking out a little bit. They're a little bit scared because it's like, whoa, wait a second. I mean, this is kind of an awful example, and I don't think this is everyone's example, if anyone's, but it's kind of what's coming to me right now. Let's say you were always, or somebody you know, someone you meet, has always been very religious, and yes, maybe they see things from a lot of different perspectives, but ultimately it all kind of boils down to one main belief. But then they encounter you, they meet you, and you've seen many realms. You've seen many ways of being. You've seen several different walks of life. You've been on many paths, and you realize the road is not straight and narrow. It's actually very windy. Think of Pocahontas. Should I choose the smoothest course, steady as the beating drum? Should I marry Cocoam? We've talked about that before. You remember the part in the movie Pocahontas, the first one, where she's faced with the two paths, the one that's winding and very narrow, but really windy, or the one that's steady but wide. She chooses chaos. She chooses... This is almost like choosing a path, like someone is in the process of choosing a path. They've had almost like an epiphany, if you will, because maybe they didn't even know it was available. They didn't even know it was a possibility. They didn't even know. It's like maybe even someone's been seeing things this way. This is how they thought it to be. This is what they thought was their truth. But then they realized, well, the world is super vast. How can I be so certain here when there's so much I haven't seen clearly? Like they're rethinking what they thought they knew. This could be someone rethinking a relationship. They could be rethinking, like, quite literally their love life. They could be rethinking what they believe marriage to be and love to be. They could be, I don't know. It's like your discovery in life, your secret room, your ability to voyage and explore, and your willingness to do so, to go into the dark. Because let me tell you, under those screens, it's dark back there. I'm telling you, you can only see the light from the screen. It's very dark. But just because it's dark doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's there. Someone had to build it. You know what I mean? There is a life underneath and behind that screen. There is a room behind there, under there. There's a compartment. There's a space in which you can walk and go underneath the curtain. Kind of reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. Like, who is that man behind the curtain? It's like that. You know, there are a lot of hidden compartments in this life. There are more than one realm. There are many different species. There are many different ways of loving. And there are so many beings and things and energies on this planet that we have yet to know exist. Some people know they exist. Others of us don't yet. The way we discover they exist, the way we discover new ways of thinking and being and believing exist, is by being willing to try something new, being willing to listen, being willing to explore, and being willing to go towards the darkness sometimes. Sometimes that's where you discover it even exists, period. We can all sit here and watch and be comfortable in our seats, or we can say, what else is out there? And I think that you've caused someone to question what else is out there. Now listen, I hope none of y'all go into the theater and start ripping this shit apart. I hope y'all don't go watch your next movie. What is it, Beetlejuice? I hope y'all don't go watch your next movie and go to the theater. For those of you that go to the theater, some of us when we get older, especially if you're a parent, sometimes you don't prefer the theater because you pee a lot. Your bladder's really small. And sometimes it can be a waste of money to go to the theater because you're getting up every 5 minutes and urinating. But sometimes we enjoy a movie, you know? So yeah, I wouldn't be going in there ripping anything up. That's not me saying that. Or go exploring. You don't want to get kicked out of your theater. But yeah, there's a little secret compartment back there. And nobody, if you get there early enough, I'm saying don't do it. But if you get there early enough and you go in there, no one's going to know you're in there. And you can watch the whole movie from behind the screen. It depends on how it's laid out, I suppose. Everywhere is different. You know, every realm is different. No two realms are the same. But, yeah. You've opened someone's eyes. And maybe they don't even know what to do with that. Maybe they don't know, I mean, because it's like kind of maybe even a little shocking. It's just kind of they don't know what to do with you. Maybe even they don't know what to do with. Well, I hate to repeat myself, but like what all of it. It's you took them by surprise. You caught them off guard. I mean, this could even be. Listen, this could even be years since you've heard from someone. And you know why I say that? Because the guy that I went to that movie with, I haven't heard from him in years. Of course, every now and then he would check on me and kind of see how I was doing in life or whatever. But I haven't heard from him in years. So it's possible here it's been a long time since you've heard from someone. I'm literally being, now this isn't the same person, but I'm being reminded of someone who was very dear to me. And I guess we just saw differently, especially our beliefs, which is interesting. I feel like I grew up very religious and then ended up being super expansive with my mind, and I see a lot of things now. Definitely believe in my creator, but I believe in a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things, and whereas I feel that we switched roles somehow, and as life went on, God, I can't speak. He ended up being very religious and things like that, and so we kind of switched roles, and that did affect or like impact our connection because well, we didn't really see eye to eye, although the connection was very strong. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It's almost like I don't know what the differences were between you and another, or currently are, if this is current, or just recently happened. Maybe it's not about differences as much as it's just they, once you see, you see. Like if you don't know, you just don't know. And somebody might not have seen something the way that you've seen it because they just didn't know, and you showed them, here, let me look at this. There's a little room in here. See this little room in here? Yeah. Well, how did you find that? Well, I mean, being a bad girl, because I wasn't really supposed to do it, was I? I was supposed to be a good little girl and stay in my seat, but I wasn't. I had to be a bad girl, had to go exploring, and what would you know? Looky here, look what I found. You found something, and otherwise, most people, except for select few, would not have any clue that that even existed. I'm sure the people that created it knows it exists. I'm sure the people that work there, maybe not even that, the people that have to like possibly fix something if there's anything to fix behind the screen, maybe they know it's there, but I don't know. Maybe the people who clean know it's there because it's probably where they hide the broom and dustpan, but I don't remember seeing it. There was nothing. It was just a big black hole, honestly. Black hole, darkness. But I liked it. In fact, I preferred being back there than in the audience. I wanted to see how far it kept going. I mean, surely there was an end because the building ends, But I didn't because I was scared. I was like, ooh, I mean, it is kind of creepy, It's scary to walk on the wild side. But it doesn't always mean it's wrong. I mean, to whom? The people who said that, well, I wasn't doing anything, as long as you're not hurting anyone. And we didn't do anything inappropriate back there, believe it or not. We did all that in the seats. I mean, TMI, but yeah, behind the screen, I was too afraid because I didn't know. I mean, when I say you can literally only see the screen from back there, and you can see through the curtains, like you can see the people in the audience, but barely. You know what I'm talking about? Can you picture that? Like, if like material is thin enough, you can see through it. Like see-through material, something about see-through material here. Seeing through the material, the veil. It's like a veil. What covers the screen is like a veil. I'm also seeing bridal. Maybe someone's seeing things differently about love and marriage and life. Huh. I also, I met a Cancer last year. I guess, yeah, it's been a year. A little over a year, actually. And he was or is, I guess, a wedding officiant, amongst other things. I believe a writer, and I don't know, I believe he was like some sort of, what do you call that in college? I didn't go to university. I went to a tech school, but what is the professor? I'm not sure, but highly intelligent individual. Anyway, I found out that he was traveling for a wedding, to do a wedding for people, and I just asked him, have you ever done like a self-wedding? And I felt kind of weird asking him that, because it sounds like really egotistical or something. I don't know. I just felt like I was a bit afraid it was going to come off as like stuck up or something, but I'm like, that's not obviously how I meant it. I just wanted to do like a rededication ceremony for myself, for being sober and just loving me and not focusing on relationships with other people, because I've always done that, and more focusing on loving myself for the first time, and my dedication to me instead of putting other people above me. And giving all of myself until I have nothing left, you know. Not that I would never again. It's just, I feel like this is the period in my life where it's about me, for me. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that. So I asked him, and he had never heard of it. And this is why it goes to show that you should never be afraid to ask questions, because it's never really stupid, you know, unless you're asking it to, like, troll someone. But if you're asking a legitimate question, you know, it's not really, probably, hopefully, a dumb question, because you just might get an answer. And he ended up coming back to me, like, that night or the next day and saying, yeah, I'll do it. I've never done it before, but he looked into it and was like, yeah, we could do that. And I just thought that was the sweetest thing. But I can only imagine that probably sent him on his own journey, thinking, wow, because he had never really done that. And so therefore he was researching and looking all this stuff up. So it probably, you know, that was a new realm. And it might have been a little scary. It might have been a little, oh, I don't know if this is it's like new terrain. It's new for me. And things, when they're new, they can be frightening. They can be scary, because you don't know if am I doing something wrong? Am I going against what I believe in? Am I, you know, I want to be very careful. But sometimes you just got to go with it. Sometimes you just got to dive on in and trust your instincts. You know what I mean? You just got to go for it. You just got to go behind the curtain and see what's in there. And sometimes you don't know. You don't know. And even when you get back there, you can freeze and be like, oh, now I'm scared. Because I remember this. I was actually scared to come out of the curtain, because there were people in there afterwards, after I did that. And I don't remember. I think we just eventually, did we wait the whole movie? I'm sure he would remember. I think we might have waited the whole movie before we came out, because I was terrified. I was literally scared. I didn't know what, because I was young, you know. So I'm like, am I going to go to jail? I'm pretty sure we waited the whole rest of the movie to get out of that fucking curtain. Anyway, so, yeah, pretty sure that we didn't just come on out of there. So yeah, there's also that. Once you're in it, you're kind of like, oh my God. You almost feel guilty. Someone may even feel a little bit guilty for thinking of you the way that they do, or for vice versa, or for dabbling in something that you've shown them, for even considering it. It's like, oh, I'm wrong for that. I shouldn't want it. I shouldn't look. I should have never. But then they can't help what they feel. They can't deny it. You can't deny that the fucking room exists. You may not have liked the experience. You may not have liked how scared it made you feel. You may have felt like it was wrong, and it's much more comfortable to sit in the seats and just follow the rules. But you can't deny that the fucking room exists. It's there. It's behind the screen. It's underneath it. And if you don't believe me, go find for yourself. Don't do it. But it's there. I'm telling you right now. If you don't believe me, go find it for yourself. Just peek. You don't got to go in there and wait the whole movie, but it's there. I mean, some theaters have them, and mine did. And so, yeah, someone may have ran or something, because they're like, oh, I feel a little guilty for experiencing this, you know, and how it made me feel. I felt good. It's like, oh, you liked it. You liked it? I kind of liked it too. Even though it was scary. I kind of want to do it again. Like, I want to do it again. You know what I mean? I liked it. I mean, as long as I wasn't hurting anyone, I wasn't damaging property, I wasn't doing anything I wasn't supposed to do. I was just exploring, you know? I was just seeing. I was just, honestly just flowing with it, and whatever came to me, came to me. And you know what came to me? I fucking liked it. I felt like I was living. It was much better to see the movie from behind it, from inside of it, than in front of it. And that memory popped to my head last night. And I can't get it out of my head. I can literally picture the theater. I could picture the, like, maroon, what it would be like Merlot colored curtains. They looked like really long draped curtains on the walls. I can't speak. Interesting. It's like you and someone haven't communicated, haven't talked. And they still go back to the realm, something about a realm, or could be a mindset. They still think about it. You could have even been recent, you know, but it's recent enough. Maybe it's just such a fond experience that someone had because of you or with you, that they you know, they think about it. They ruminate on it. I got ruminate in another video. and they want to go back there. Someone wants to feel what they felt. They want to go back in. Have you ever had a really good dream and then you wake up from the dream and you're like, I want to go back in. I didn't want to wake up from that. I want to go back into that dream. Although you have to deal with your life, at some point you're going to have to wake up. But is this life, or when we're dreaming, is that real? I mean, who knows, right? What's really reality? Reality. Wow, this is deep. This is a deep message. Hello, where are you? You still in the realm? Come on back to Earth here. Where are we? Are we on Earth? Where are we? What is this place? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.